Wow. I remember this show. Crazy that Elliot would hold on to this picture after so long. All right, which one is Drew's room?
Alright, we're back and we're in the dorm room when we're not supposed to be, and we're going to steal Drew's money or something. I don't really remember. Thanks for the geometry help. I owe you one, Justin. Oh. Jupiter, visit series. The dorm that dripped blood. Wonder whose dorm room that is. Oh, look at that. This place looks a lot nicer than before. Oh?
Elliot Hampton's room. Wonder what he's up to right now.
Thou shalt not pass.
Could Elliot be lamer if he tried?
Should we just push our way in? Probably not, but let's do it. Oh, wow. Hello, Mr. Einstein. Oh, dude, he's got an anime, manga book just like, you do, Chloe, or at least like you liked, if I recall.
Elliot does work really hard. I guess I'm happy for him.
Wait a minute, isn't that... Elliot, isn't that the guy that, like, asked us out? Yeah, it's this dude. Wait a minute, what's with the skulls? You guys see the skulls that are over them? Oh, maybe it's because we haven't looked at theirs yet. Oh, that's why it is. Okay, well, let's look at Elliot's. As far as Blackwell students go, Elliot Hampton is pretty not terrible. He hangs out with some of the douchers sometimes, but I get the sense that he's mostly a lone wolf, like this chick. Similar to my class schedule, Elliot and I have a history, but no chemistry or drama. We hooked up a few times shortly after Dad died, but there really wasn't much to it. I think he was just bored, or maybe a little lonely. Weird, I know. I don't always get where Elliot's coming from. He's constantly asking to do stuff with me, which is nice, but I'm not sure we have that much in common anymore. Sometimes when we talk, it seems almost like he's studying me. 'Cause he likes ya, dude. I can't tell if he actually wants to be friends or just get in my pants. Ah, okay. I guess I should be flattered either way, but I'm also not sure how much I care. Sorry, Elliot. That's fair. For a drug dealer, Frank Bowers is actually pretty chill. He likes to act like he's a tough guy, and I have no doubt that he's done a few messed up things over the years. But to me, he's like a scruffy dog. The tougher he tries to come off, the cuter he seems. Him and his little buddy Pompadour. I've been buying weed from Frank for close to a year. I almost never have enough money to pay him. And he always tells me it's the last fucking time. Chloe, I'm not your fucking friend. Then he always gives it to me anyway. Like I said, guy's adorable. Of course, if I ever did anything to actually get on Frank's bad side, he might not seem so cuddly anymore. I hear Frank rolls with some dudes who are into way darker shit than keeping high schoolers medicated. And we stole money from one of them by the sounds of it. It's hard to imagine Frank getting mixed up with anything really bad, but I guess you never know. For now, I just keep hoping that Frank is even worse at remembering who owes him money than he is at being intimidating. Fair. I like how there's like all these like little drawings and stuff on here and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Okay, you can't trust normal people. Just ask Rachel. Her dad seems like the most normal guy on the planet, but he also turns out to be a cheating dickwad. Come to think of it, maybe that is normal. Yeah, it kinda is anymore. What sucks is that Rachel and her parents actually seem to get along really well before. James is the new district attorney in Arcadia Bay, which is the reason Rachel's family moved. What sucks is that Rachel and her parents actually seem to get along really well before. James is the new district attorney in Arcadia Bay, which is the reason Rachel's family moved up here from Orange County. Despite his job, James doesn't act like an uptight law enforcer all the time, unlike some wannabe father figures I know. Rose, Rachel's mom, also seems pretty decent. She certainly really loves Rachel and James. Poor lady. Whatever happens with Rachel's family, it still seems like she really does love her parents, and maybe that's all that matters. I'd certainly rather have a cheating dickwad dad than a dead one. Despite my mom's best efforts, I don't actually hate her. I know shit's been rough since Dad died. Money's tight, her job as a waitress at the diner isn't exactly glamorous, and I'm clearly not all about the whole going to school thing. But why does she have to make things so much harder on both of us? She acts like if I smoke pot or when I skip school to go catch an awesome show, it's somehow a personal attack on her. She should be happy that I'm self-medicating and not going postal on everyone. She never used to be this way when Dad was around. She could actually be cool. But lately there's a hairy dick monster she let into the house that's fucking everything up. David Madison, a jobless, brainless, dickless little shit with a hard-on for the military and a promise to whip me into shape asshole. I've tried to express these concerns to my mom, yet every week it seems the virus spreads to yet another corner of her life. I'm starting to worry that the David flu is the kind of disease that kills its host. Max Caulfield, MIA, ex-best friend extraordinaire. This artsy motherfucker loves photography more than life itself, and definitely more than me. She even uses old instant cameras. It's probably not healthy for anyone to be that stuck in the past, but who am I to tell people how to live their lives? When we were kids, we would dress up like pirates, eat ice cream, and write and draw these stupid comic books where we had powers and saved people and shit. Super Kitty is trapped. We must save her. Meow. Then my dad died, and her dad got some job up north, and she moved away to Seattle. It was probably the moment when I needed her most. She bailed. Thanks, Max, for teaching me that I can't rely on anyone. I mean it. Life lesson learned. The worst part is that even though we haven't spoken in months, even though she habitually ignored my texts so much that I just stopped trying, even though I know deep down that she doesn't care about me anymore, and that she probably has all new friends up in fucking Seattle, I still miss her. If she came back tomorrow and said, "Hey Chloe, want to dress up like pirates and be stupid together?" I would take her back in a heartbeat. Aww, lub-dub, in a heart. And then she's got a picture of her. "Hey Chloe, all dressed up like a pirate." Aww. Nathan Prescott is the golden child of the Prescotts, Arcadia Bay's oldest, wealthiest, most powerful family. As they love reminding everyone, Nathan's dad does something not nautical related? Like ships, I'm guessing? I think it has to do with murdering baby seals and turning them into death rays for the military. But I can't remember the details. Whatever the case, there's a lot of people in this town who hate the Prescotts, including all the fishermen he put out of work. And you do not want to mess with fishermen. They smell. Nathan is odd. He's extremely privileged, yet dark and brooding, even though he's a dick. I can't help feeling bad for him sometimes. He's really just a weird little dude trying to figure out his shit, but he has to pretend to be all this stuff he's clearly not, like an athlete or a cool kid. You can tell it fucks him up inside. Of course, the best cure for feeling bad for Nathan is to actually talk to Nathan. Then you remember what a wonderfully punchable face those Prescott genes gave him. Action. How do you describe Rachel Amber? I've been trying to find the right words ever since we met. The crazy thing about Rachel is that I really should hate her guts. I mean, she's a straight-A student, beloved by everyone at school, including students and teachers. She's super into acting, and I hear she even does modeling on the side, which I imagine her district attorney dad and step-forward housewife mom support her in. It all sounds like a recipe for awfulness. And yet, Rachel somehow is nothing like the privileged golden child type you'd expect. She's not like any type, actually. She's probably the most surprising person I've ever met. And that's not just because we met, she was helping me take down some skeevy assholes at a rock show. But it's just this feeling she gives off. Like when you're with her, anything is possible. Fuck, it really sounds like I have a crush on her, doesn't it? Here's hoping she reveals something really horrible about herself, soon, like a stamp collection, or a love of cat memes. Something to make her a little less indescribably awesome. I can never decide if Steph is the coolest or nerdiest person in all of Blackwell. Maybe both? She's definitely queen of the indoor kids with all the weird role-playing games and sci-fi shit. I guess her dad is a video editor. She makes some sweet cash by selling bootleg DVDs. Don't knock the hustle. And I'm pretty sure Steph does all the backstage technical work for the plays, which checks out. Another thing about Steph, she's into girls and she doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks about it. Mikey North is the captain of Steph's fan club, and the two of them can be found huddled around tables rolling 20-sided dice whenever they have a chance. If life were one of those 80s movies Dad used to watch, Mikey would be the nerd that the jocks give wedgies to in the real world. If someone messed with Mikey, they'd be in deep shit. Mikey's older brother is Drew North, Blackwell's alpha jock. Equals 6 20-sided dice, 6th level flaming gauntlet of awesomeness. The truth is, Mikey is one of the few genuinely nice people in this place, although every once in a while he says something that reveals a darker outlook on life. No idea where he gets it from. Maybe Star Trek? If I had a nickel bag for every jerk-off guidance counselor or therapist who tried to get me to write shit about Dad over the last couple of years, I would never have to buy weed from Frank again. What's the matter? Don't you want to write your dear old dad? Oh God. I guess they think it helps me cope with my feelings or whatever, as if a few paragraphs about how great my dad was could help me forget that his guts are probably still plastered to the underside of a semi-truck. Oh man. And what the fuck am I supposed to write anyway? That he was a perfect dad who was always fun to be around and never angry? That treated me like an equal? That he was constantly working to make our lives better? That he could always make me laugh even when I was being a bitch? That he sang in the shower and hated hypocrisy? And that his barbecue grill is still rusting in the backyard because the thought of either throwing it away or ever using it again are both so painful that it's easier for Mom and me just to pretend neither of us notices it? If that's coping, then coping can go fuck itself. Yeah, I can understand. My name is Chloe Price, but you can call me... fuck you, I guess? I am an inmate at Blackwell Academy, currently serving a 4-year sentence for crimes against maternity. That would be my mom, Joyce, who seems endlessly disappointed in me. Which, I get it, I'm no one's image of a perfect daughter or student or anything really, but who the fuck wants to be perfect? I'm surrounded all day by so-called perfection, and it sucks ass. Other things that suck. Mom's new drill sergeant boyfriend, David. How hard is it to buy weed around here? Having no friends, hypocrites, country music, people who say chillax. Dad being dead, it's been 2 years since he died in a car crash, and I still think about him all the time. I have never been having these weirdly lifelike dreams. Sometimes I think he's trying to tell me something. Other times I remember that he's feeding the worms in a ditch right now. And anything else is just a fairy tale to make myself feel better. At least I have 2 weapons to help me survive this. Shitberg Town, the pen I use to tag any and everything I want, and my shining personality. If I work at it, maybe I can leave this place just a little less perfect than when I found it. Alright, Drew North is Mikey's older brother, and the two of them couldn't be more different. Drew is a legit jock, like the type that spends hours a day in the gym and has nicknames for his biceps. I've never been to a Bigfoot's game, but I hear he's actually really good at throwing stuff into other stuff or whatever. Got different pictures. Goes into this or this? Pretty sure this. Mikey told me that Drew is planning to go to college on an athletic scholarship, which is good because their family is even poorer than mine. Their dad was one of the fishermen who lost their job because of the Prescott Corporation. Uh-huh. As you might imagine, this put Nathan on Drew's shit list. Not a good list to be on in the war between a meathead and a shithead. Does anyone win? I think Drew's just being kind of an asshole to Nathan. I mean, it's really not Nathan's fault what his father does, and from what you've seen in the past, it's like, it's not exactly like they get along or like each other, Nathan and his father. So the fact that, you know, Drew's all pissed off and he's like, "Whoa, what your father did," and he's probably like, "Man, I don't even fucking like my father. Back the fuck up." Anyway, I don't think Drew's really a bad guy, but I guess I wouldn't know. It's like we exist in two completely different planes of existence that happen to be in the same school. Happy to keep it that way. That's fair enough. Alright, that was all of it. That was a lot to read. I'm sorry for the long rambling of words. But we are back in Elliot's bedroom.
It's been so long since Elliot and I actually went to a concert together.
Yeah, last concert I went to I think was like a Marilyn Manson concert. I'm not actually sure if that was the last one, but I like going to concerts. It's fun.
Elliot's mom seems nice.
Hey, sweetheart, just got a letter about your scholarship, and I couldn't be prouder. I've been showing it to the whole family. Your grandmother just said, "Of course he did. He's my grandson." Aw, well, at least you have a family that believes in you. Also, your father called again about July 4th. I told him it was too early to decide, that you're focused on school right now anyway, but if you want to spend some time with him this summer, of course, I'll support you. Don't break too many hearts over there, Mom. Maybe he's working himself to death to provide for his family so that he can become a football player so that he can help his dad, I assume. But it also kind of sounds like there could maybe be a problem with him and his dad not getting along. It's hard to say. I need more information.
I've never been able to get Elliot to play for me. I guess he's either really good or really bad.
You know, we should actually hang out with Elliot if we can. I mean, I hope the guy's not like close at trying to get into your pants or anything, but I hope maybe we could be friends. I have nothing against that. Probably not what he wants, though.
I knew Elliot did well in class, but I didn't realize he was here on a full ride.
Dear Elliot, I'm happy to inform you that your academic performance and financial aid status have more than met the requirements to receive continued aid for the upcoming 2010 spring semester. The Prescott Foundation will cover all educational expenses as well as room and board. Congratulations on your continued academic success. Sincerely, Raymond Wells. Lacrosse.
Elliot's kind of preppy in his own way. Maybe he does belong at Blackwell.
Man, where does anybody belong? Quiet. Oh, I missed this. What's this?
Wow. I remember this show. Crazy that Elliot would hold on to this picture after so long.
Aww. We need to hang out with him. I feel bad we ditched him for Rachel now. Like, it's so complicated because you don't want to like lead him on, but at the same time, like I have nothing against hanging out with somebody, even if they're different. Look.
Guess I'm not the only one who keeps a diary.
This isn't ethical, but
That's not half bad.
when she left the room, I mean, if this was real life, I would never be going through somebody's room to begin with, but for sake of the video, we must know more. When she left the room, it was electric. Flushed wings, taut with agony.
Okay. Dark.
I see her in the brick and mortar, in the fresh-cut grass, eyes flashing bright like coins. The ferrymen can't have her, I say, but the dark gods laugh.
Who is it that Elliot's writing about?
Probably you, Chloe. That moment when the sun is almost there, the sea, so welcoming and warm, when pooled lights smooth the nodding waves. When shapeless, cold infinity conforms to one stark plane, and for a moment only, all is possible. All say yes. My heart says yes. Her eyes say yes.
Elliot is Way more artistic than I thought.
They see her, but don't see her. How is that so? When all the world is negative and dark, and she cries out a screaming rocket, trailing fire.
Wait, are these about me? What the fuck, Elliot?
You are about to die. How childish she is. How lovely and how cruel. Her black knife spilling words and dripping ink.
From the secret shadows of dawn, there's a darkness to disguise. The simple thought I recognize.